Closed captioning provided by Duca Financial Services Credit Union. Discover more affordable banking at duca.com.
Welcome back. Listen Up is exploring contemporary art forms for their spiritual power, and our next guest is a passionate artist and photographer. Moussa Faddoul works behind the scenes here at Listen Up as a videographer and editor, and one of his notable photos appeared on the front page of the Globe and Mail last year. But one of our favorites, though, is one of Moussa himself being the subject of a front page photo for his gift of photography to others. And Moussa, thank you very much for being willing to move to this side of the camera.
Thank you, Lorna.
Okay, so we're rolling along doing documentary work, and all of a sudden I can see it's like a switch goes off in your head. You stop in your tracks and you're engaged with reframing a shot for the purposes of art. What are you noticing?
Well, what is happening is so many things in my mind, and most especially so many things in my heart. But what I can mention are two things. First, I make the connection. I think I'm connecting there somehow, some way, connecting on a personal level with my environment, with the people around me, with the event that are unfolding in front of me, with the landscape, with the culture. I'm also making an emotional connection. If it's a situation where it's destitute and desperation, I'm definitely making a connection.
We saw in Haiti, and you have such an incredible collection of exactly those emotions going on. Very different when you see art in a place like when we went to the Arctic at Listen Up. What does need to be present for art to be noticed?
I think simply is the artist. And for me as a photographer, I can say that the photographer, heart and mind and soul need to be present for art to be noticed. There are abundance of good things and beautiful things around us, but when the photographer or the artist is present, then there's the connection, and then art is made known.
Okay, Moussa, well, let's give our viewers at home a chance to be present with you as you get out and explore some of that art. Come with us.
I'd like to think that I've been doing photography since I was a little kid, but I only began to use a camera maybe in 2003, 2004, when digital cameras made photography affordable and accessible. The first time I picked up a camera, and there was actually an exact photo, an exact moment, an exact place that I realized this is meant to be. And I was wrestling with a big question, and that question was, God, what do you want to do with my life? What am I meant to do? What am I meant to be? And I was sitting by a pond, and I saw this little rock. It's so bare, it's so bold, it's desert-like. There's absolutely no life on this rock if you look at it. But against all odds, this little plant springing out, lots of greenery, and there's life, and there's all that. So the answer that God gave me through this image is, what you're meant to be is to bring life to wherever you fall. Wherever you are planted is to bring life. And I could not believe myself. I remember I ran inside the house. I had to get my friend's camera. I didn't have a camera at the time, and I came back. I said, I have to take this photo. And I took this photo. And still to this day, every time I'm struggling, whatever struggles I'm facing in life, I go back to this photo and I look at it and say, you know what? No matter what the challenges are, there's no life on this rock, but still God wants me to bring life and to flourish wherever I fall. So that was the moment for me that says photography will connect me with God and will give me answers to what God wants from me. There's almost a letter in there. It looks like an M or an H or something like that. That's kind of interesting. This is a photo that I was taking in Haiti after the earthquake last January in Haiti. Lorna and I went to Haiti to capture the stories of the people and the struggles that the people were experiencing in Haiti. And this is me here with the camera, and Lorna directing me, telling me what she's looking for. I really find my work very interesting. I love my work. It combines both the art, the photography, and listening to people's stories. I would agree that photography for me is a way to try to make sense of the world. The people I connect with, the things I see, the event I experience, it is definitely my way of trying to make sense of things. Photography helps me slow down. once I have my camera with me, I'm looking for things, and I'm watching things from different perspectives. So I need to slow down. And as soon as I slow down, I start to see things differently. Beauty reveals itself, and I become grateful. God is always providing, but if we're not attentive, we will miss that. So there is definitely great connection between attentiveness and the gratitude. They go hand in hand. Different lenses create different effects, and they have a different style, they have different way of observing things or capturing things. The wide angle lens for me is a very selfish lens. It wants to capture everything, it wants to see everything, and it wants to understand everything, and it wants to frame everything, and it's just selfish. But if you switch to a telephoto lens, which get closer to the subject or to the object, it gives you that intimacy of the object or the subject, and you see things from a different perspective. You say, oh, I did not look at that from that perspective. This is interesting, but I think I need to get closer to it. So here's where my fancy telephoto lens comes in. In situations in life when things seems to be challenging and people seems to be difficult and God doesn't exist, change your lens, try that exercise, and try to see things from a different perspective. You'll be surprised that God will reveal himself to you. And for me, that's an exercise that provides me with tools and develop my character. If I'm looking at an event in life or a challenge in life, and if I'm looking at God, or if I'm considering God, I want to understand God, I want to capture God, I want to frame God. But we all know it's almost impossible. So all I need to do is change my lens, the selfish lens, put it aside, and put the telephoto lens, the more intimate lens, and try to get to one frame about God, or one little quality or character about God, and engage that quality intimately, and then I'm fulfilled. You know, this is a simple example of how one is humbled by greatness and beauty in the world. This was one day where I decided I want to go and walk in the streets of Toronto and find beautiful things. I took lots of photos that day, but this is one of them that stood out for me. It was a deep connection. It was a moment of deep connection with God. And I said, God, what are you doing with me? Because this photo explains the incarnation for me. All you have to do is follow the blue arrow. If you follow the blue arrow, you'll see that the divine is coming down and meeting humanity, which is the building and the urban kind of characters of the cities and people and all that. And the sky, the blue sky, is coming down and meeting humanity. God is revealing himself to me through this little image, through this simple revelation that this is the incarnation. If you allow God to reveal the goodness to us, to reveal his love to us, he will. But God will not impose. That's my experience. That's what photography tells me. God and beauty and goodness will not impose themselves on us. Beauty will work with our own personalities. Beauty and God and goodness will work with our own character and with the circumstances that we are in. And most of the time, they're in the most challenging days, the most difficult things, but they are there.
When we return, why might God encourage us to get connected to the arts? Those thoughts in The Wrap.